Hello there! Wait, what's going on? What are you doing? Don't even think about it. I haven't even started the fucking video yet! There's always one. There is always one. Who is that guy? Alright, anyway, moving on. Hello there and welcome! The fine people at Neural DSP have kindly sent me all 9 guitar plugins, and I thought to myself, I'll do a video, but maybe instead of doing just one video, I'll do 9 separate videos, in-depth analysis for every plugin, spread out the content over time, and ensure my rookie YouTube numbers go through the roof. But then I thought to myself, F that, let's do the ultimate Neural DSP shootout, baby! Alright, so I have stuck all 9 Neural guitar plugins into one master Cubase session. We've got the Nameless group, the Nolly group, Plini, Cory, Wong, Cali Suite, Abasi, NTS Fortin, the Omega Granophyre, and of course the brand new, spanking, exciting Gojira plugin that I cannot wait to try. We'll go one at a time, I think. I'll take you through them. Now, you may have experience using one of these plugins, 1 or 2, maybe 3, maybe 4, maybe all 9 plugins, all right? Maybe you don't need this video if you've got all 9. Now, I've tried most of them, but you know, there's still some confusion there, I feel, for people, and myself included. I don't know which ones to use. You probably don't know which ones to use. The people who made them may not know what to use. They don't know what they're doing. Nobody really knows what's happening. There's just a whole bunch of plugins. No, I'm joking. Look, they know what's going on. If you're like me, you scroll through Instagram, you'll see, oh, wow, oh, Plini's got one. All right, let's check it out. Oh, that sounds good. Nolly's released one. Okay, that sounds exceptional. Wait, what's this? Cory, Wong. Toast and Abasi's got one. I can't keep, what do I need to buy now? And there's all this. It's a lot. I'll admit, there's a lot there. It's option paralysis at times. You don't know what you're getting. Maybe you bought the Nameless suite, and then suddenly they brought out the Gojira one, and you're thinking, do I really need it? I don't know. Let's find out. I had some experience with Nameless. I thought it was absolutely fantastic for tracking DI guitars and referencing them when I track albums. I've used it for that reason many times. It is amazing. I'm going to show you that in a second. Nolly one is also brilliant. Plini, everything else I've tried from Neural has been fantastic. I want to know what the differences are, and I want to kind of help people who are a bit confused. These are all going to suit different types of players, and there's going to be some crossover, but I mean, can Cory, Wong keep up with the high gain giants of Nolly and Abasi and Plini and things like high gain giants? I don't know why I said that. Anyway, I've got them color-coded and ready to go here. You may be wondering what the hell these are. These are DIs imported from my album Never After, and we have 2 songs from the album. Riff from Scarlet's very notey, intricate riff. This riff here is from the song Black Lotus, and it's a bit more of a chuggy riff, and I think that's important because we're going to be trying out different sounds, and we want to see how the amp sims react to different styles of playing and different types of riffs. This video is going to be tailored more to rhythm guitar tones rather than lead, but I'm sure that it'll translate over to lead guitar playing as well. This is all about finding out what works for you and help you on your journey into discovering your perfect neural amp sim. They're all brilliant. They all do something different. And we're going to dive in now and we're going to figure it out. So just to give you a taster, I've got the Nameless, a left and right guitar. They're just DIs. Nolly is in gray. Plini is in white. Cory, Wong is in pink. You get the picture, all right? It's a neural rainbow coalition of awesomeness happening here, and it's going to be a fun time. So we've got DIs from my album going into the Nameless suite right now. I'll open that up for you now, and I'm just going to play these, the lefts and the rights, and we've got 6/6 Samus on drums here. He did an excellent job on my album, and some bass guitar as well to fill it out, to give you an idea of the context of a mix here with the Nameless suite. Ladies and gentlemen, here we go. Alright, I'll just move over to the second riff. So that riff was from the song Skyless, and this next riff is from my song Black Lotus, a bit more chuggy. Alright, so before we get to the big ultimate shootout at the end, let's go through each amp sim one at a time and find out what they've got to offer. And then at the end, we'll do a big shootout and we'll decide which one's the best. Obviously, it's a pointless exercise in the sense of figuring out what's the best. They're all going to do different things. It's all going to depend on you. It's all going to depend on you and your hands. It's also very much a preference thing, but it'll give you an idea what these plugins do, right? And that's the point. All right, so let's look at the Nameless plugin first and foremost. I've had the most experience with this one. I'll just have a little jam. Let's actually open that plugin up for a second. So ladies and gentlemen, this is the Nameless suite. All right, that's that. Now, let's take it right back. Let's dial it back to default. I'll just quickly flick through each plugin, very quickly build a tone together. Not together, it's not an interactive experience, it's YouTube, isn't it? It's not live either, so your input is almost non-existent at this point, unless you've already hit the down thumb, which, you know, let's face it, you probably already have. And it should just give you an idea of what the plugin does. Let's kick it off with the Nameless suite. That's a very powerful, high gain plugin, and I think it's absolutely fantastic for Melodeath. Just it's great for anything really, but we'll just build something from scratch. So what I like to do when I'm building a tone is I like to do this. All right, that actually sounds great already, which is okay. Let's just hit a chord here. I mean, honestly, that's just give you an idea of what these knobs are doing. Have two gain knobs here. I mean, it sounds pretty good without tweaking much. So if you click on this icon, you get the amp. If you click here, you get the pedals. I believe this is some sort of noise gate. Yes, it's a noise gate. Turn that one off. What we got here? Right, so this is your tube screamer. Usually like to start with everything around the middle. I find that on a lot of overdrive pedals, the tone is can be quite harsh, introduce a lot of unwanted highs and presence. I usually dial that back a little bit. I mean, it sounds good even with the drive off there for a clean boost. And this is overdrive. It's really getting rid of a lot of the bass there, which is actually good. Quite muddy without that on. We'll leave that on for now. Just give you a quick overview. And then you've got this awesome cab simulator here. You have a left and a right microphone here. Turning off the right one so we can just play around with the left microphone here for a second. Move that around. So you get that horrible, nasty right on the cone situation going on here. We'll just move it out. So you find a sweet spot. Obviously that'll sound terrible. Yeah. So you get that kind of somewhere in there. Sounding good. If you turn this guy on, turn that one off. Change the microphone here if you like. Get the idea. Put them back on. Quite fizzy, that one. Yeah, that one sounds pretty cool. Very, very easy, almost impossible to dial up a bad tone. Tons of presets in here. I feel like with this plugin, it's a bit more of a one-trick pony. But the trick is so good. It's kind of like a 5150. You know what you're getting with the 5150, right? It does one thing. It just sounds amazing for that one style of rhythm tone. So you can't fault it. This is the rhythm guitar tone that I tend to go with on this one. That is the Fortin Nameless suite to a T. It's also got a tuner, which is always useful. So there you go, that is it. All in one, brilliant, brilliant. I'll tell you though, the limitations, I'd have to say there's no reverb or delay on this. So for rhythm, this is amazing. But, you know, obviously you can add your own reverb and delay afterwards, but a lot of these newer plugins by Neural, they have those pedals built in. So that is one limitation, but I do still tend to go for this for the rhythm tone. That may all change though. That may all change. All right, so that is my test of the Fortin Nameless suite. I hope you enjoyed it. Let's move on to the next. Nolly. Nolly, what's going on? Let's work on Nolly now. Sounds weird. These plugins are very CPU intensive, but there is a secret that I did not know about. I'm just going to turn on Nolly here. That also sounded weird. My good friend Nolly, here he is. You've got this oversampling switch here. Not many people know this. Yes, you can run it in high and it's like at its optimum, but it's also going to suck the life out of your CPU. It sounds brilliant at normal. You don't have to run it at high, you can run it at normal. The new Gojira, I hope I'm saying that right. I don't know if I should be saying it like that. I'm going to say Gojira. Probably lose a load of subs now, but this oversampling button here, I think they're trying to get rid of this. When they update all the plugins, I think this is going to be gone. In the Gojira plugin, there isn't one. I think they've done away with it. They're working on creating newer versions where it's less CPU heavy, which I think is an amazing idea, especially when I'm trying to run 9 at the same time to show you how to use it. Coupled with the screen capturing software, my PC tends to shit its pants a little bit, but there we are. Give it a go running it at normal if you're having any troubles. It doesn't really affect the tone that much. I notice less highs and a bit of a volume dip, but I mean, you can just adjust accordingly. I'm going to set this back to default. Okay, so this is the Archetype Nolly plugin from Neural. That's not sounding so great. What's happening? Why does it sound so bad? I know why it sounds bad. This is just the DI. There you go. I thought it sounded a bit odd. Nolly, let's get you going, buddy. There he is. All right, turn that down to normal. I'm not going to piss around with the high sampling because my YouTube channel will delete itself. All right. Well, I mean, it sounds good. Sounds good. Could be tighter. Could be tighter. Let's make it tighter. A bit more low. It's got a really good mid-range, this amp. Honk. A real honk to it. I just spat when I said that. And deservedly so, because listen to this. Kind of a quack going on. Be careful of the high on the Nolly. Be careful of it. Back it down. And the mid-range I think we can cut down, actually. Keep some of the honk. Careful of that high. I know that we're going to need a bit more. Need a bit more of that. A bit more thump in the bass frequencies. Yeah, I think it works better with less of the presence, less of the highs on this one. Anyway, I know what we're missing with this one, right? And that is an overdrive pedal. We have two. Great thing about Nolly, we have a delay pedal. We have a compressor. I'm not going to touch the compressor because I'm not a madman. If you're using cleans and stuff like that, it's going to be fun to play with that one. Okay. Again, the tone, the highs, the presence, just back it off a little. Nice sort of scratchy business going on with the tone, which I like. I'm not going to mess around with the EQ. I want to see what this thing can do without EQing it. I want to get a good tone first. Same setup, very, very easy to use. Two microphones left and right. This right one's off. Maybe we don't need it. This is pretty typical SM57. And then you've got, hang on, so you've got delay here. So you've got delay going in before the amp. You've got delay pedal after the amp as well, which is great. Sounds great. Nice ping pong kind of stereo delay thing. Not sure if that'll get captured by OBS. We shall see. Nice reverb as well. Probably need a bit longer on that. That's sick. Yeah, alright, nice. One thing that this does fantastically well is it has a reverb and a delay pedal, which the Nameless didn't have, right? If you are looking for a plugin that does lead guitar and rhythm, this will do it. Sounds nice. It's lovely. All right, so now I'm just gonna turn those off, give it a little chug. Much more, actually a lot more of the highs than I was scooping off there to begin with. Well, no, they're pretty tame. Very, very gainy. Yeah, I mean, really, this thing just doesn't take much to push this one and get that really ultra gainy. Very satisfying. And that is the Nolly plugin, sounding awesome. I'm gonna go to Plini's now. Then I'm gonna have a sip of this because I'm sweating my balls off. Plini plugin. See, I did the color coding. Look, white. Clever, isn't it? So this is the Plini plugin. Okay, very, very different sound actually on first glance. This is the tone I came up with in the end. We've got Gillian rhythm on here already. I'm just going to dive back into default. Oh my god, that's the default? Obviously, Plini is a very versatile player. He does the gent thing, he does the clean thing so well, and so I guess this has been designed to do just about anything. You have got a compressor, an overdrive on the way in, you've got the amp, which is very nice. This lovely wood finish, which I love. This walnut. I don't know if is that walnut or is it ash. I don't know. I didn't design it. We have the EQ. See, everything's set up the same. This very similar setup every time. That's very useful. Any of them easy to use, but once you've used one, you'll know what you're doing with all of them. But they do offer very different things, and that's the whole point of this video. So, same thing with the mic positions. And then on the way out, we've got sort of stereo delay thing going on there and a reverb. I'm just going to make a good metal tone. All right. Mess around with the amp first. Right switch on. Gonna need some more gain. Yes, a bit more bass. I'm going to put the mids all the way up and then back them down. Some of that bite. I'm going to need some more of this too. So even as it's currently very undergained, this has got kind of a snap to it that I like. What's this? Oh, hang on. All right. Okay. So we have the clean tubey tube thing going on there. Okay. Wow. All right. So this is your kind of crunch, and then you've got this high gain stuff, which is going to be the way we go. Get that bright switch on. That sounds cool. Let's see. Overdrive pedal. Nope. All right, that sounds good. I think there's a bit too much bass going on. A bit more presence and what have we got here? I'm actually just going to use just the one mic. Or am I? This is nice for the intricate picking. It does everything though. I like the mid-range on this amp. Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. Lead tone's gonna sound sick. Sounds nice. It sounds really nice. I would have to say so far this is possibly my favorite, and just how versatile it is. The fact that you've got the option of the 3 different amps. It's nice. All right. So yeah, versatility-wise, Plini's killing it. Nolly kind of does all that stuff as well, but there's just a slight change in the tone that you're getting, I think. So well done, Plini, on that one. Right, we're going to move on to what I like to call the wild card now. This is the Cory Wong plugin. Have a look at this. It's pink. It's bright and cheerful. It's a little bit hipster, and I kind of love it. Hipster? I don't know. Hippie? I don't know what it is, but it's Cory Wong. All right, let's hit defaults. We've hit default now. Turn down oversampling to normal so that my computer doesn't set fire to itself and everyone else in the vicinity. And then we're just going to play a chord. All right, I suspected it would be cleanish. Yeah, it's pretty clean, a little bit dirty, but we are gonna, I don't know what we're gonna do with this one, because we're talking about metal rhythm tones really in this video, but hello, what the hell? I didn't know that was there. What's going on? Can I do stuff? Yeah, all right. So what's that doing? Cocking it? Is that cocking it? It all looks a bit grayed out, doesn't it? Let's make it active. There you go. Yeah, all right. Look, we'll leave that one off for now, but it's cool that you've got that. And I'm sure you can get a MIDI pedal and do all the stuff, the fun stuff there with it. So that's cool too. Pedals going in. This is cool. The 4th position compressor. If you've got a Strat, you've got it in that classic 4th position. Apparently that's going to compress it to buggery based on that kind of tone that you're after. You've got a little tube screamery type pedal here. Not a screamer, more like a yelper. And then you've got the big rig overdrive, which I'm assuming is going to be a bit meaner. Yeah, a little bit. So let's put both of those on. Let's leave it all like that. Go to the amp. Let's crank it to bright. Crank the treble. Yeah, bit of that. Bit more bass maybe. I think that's going to sound pretty good. Drive? Is drive on or off? Let's go. Alright, now it's on. Alright, let's see what we can do. Treble. I mean, presence down because that's a bit harsh. I might just cut to the chase of this one. Look, this is obviously not really for metal, but you can use it for metal, right? So you can do all the cool, clean, crunchy stuff. You can even push it to, I'll tell you where. We'll put it on right now. Yeah, I mean, it does it, but I wouldn't opt to use this for metal. I would opt to use this, obviously, for what it's for, and you can see, again, there's all these presets and stuff. Jack Gardner, top player, top bloke, what a nice dude, as well as Rabia. They are awesome guys. And Tom Quell. This is like a who's who of people I vaguely know, so I don't know why I choked there. Here we go. So let's go for one of Jack Gardner's Auto. Here we go. Ah. Can do like the porn music stuff. Here to fix the fridge kind of music. There's some bass tones on there. That's kind of cool too. I want to actually show what this can do rather than just playing riffs. That's just stupid. For me, I would probably use this for stuff like if I was doing Opeth. There it is. Very soft attack, it's very nice. Okay, so that's the wash, isn't it? Yeah, okay. So there's this pedal called the wash. If you're familiar with my album Never After, you may remember a song called Becoming the Dream. Riff in there that this would be absolutely great for. Not that much though, Jesus. It's versatile, it will do metal, but honestly, I wouldn't do it to Cory. I feel like that's a waste of this amazing plugin. So use this for your cool kind of cleans and crunches and effects and all that lo-fi, crazy reverb, washy, shimmery stuff as well. Awesome, awesome plugin. Let's move on. All right, so this is the Fortin Cali suite. I color coded it blue. I'm not sure why, because it's clearly black and white, but we were running out of colors. Here we go with the Fortin Cali suite. Short for California, possibly? I don't know. Put it to default. Oh, first of all, we'll turn that oversampling to normal because my computer is likely to jump out of the window if it is on high. They're not that CPU intensive, okay? I'm due an upgrade on my computer. I've got 9 of them running and OBS is capturing the screen, which basically throttles Cubase tremendously. So I'm having to run it on normal. You can run it on high. I'm sure it'll be great for you. There's nothing wrong with these plugins. They all perform wonderfully. Right, already I'm getting the vibes of like Sunset Strip vibes going on. I don't know about you. Let's have a look. Noise gate, overdrive. Could probably use a bit more of that. Like I am racing through this. Obviously I would spend a lot more time off camera trying to come up with tones. Look, honestly, when I'm starting to build a tone, I think the mids here are going to be the most important, especially with these plugins. A lot of the character of the amp is in that, so it's worth just swaying it left and right until you find a good. First of all, find out what the amp is, what the amp's doing, what it wants to do, who it is, and then deciding if you want a lot of honk or whether you want to strip it back. For this amp, I'm going there. I'm going about there. And it's sounding a bit more like Metallica for some reason. But there we go. All right, same again. We've got the double microphone thing going on here. Yeah, I'm going to turn the gate off for this. I need some more of something. So I'm feeling like this second microphone, the right-hand side, is going to need to bring a bit more bass and a bit more of the smooth frequencies you want. It's a bit sort of gravelly at the moment. There it is, ribbon 160. So those two microphones are now working together beautifully. Kind of sounds like Metallica to me, yeah, definitely. Does the job. To me, it's just a bit more of a rocky version of the Nameless suite, a bit more of that 80s vibes. Steel Panther and stuff would go great on this. You got clean. Nice. You've got the crunch, yeah, excellent. And you've got the high gain. So I don't know, maybe that's something that the Nameless suite didn't have. Not so many of the bells and whistles that you had on the other, on the Plini or the Cory or the Nolly. But it's good, it does the job. Does the job. All right, let's move on. Abasi next. Getting through this water, aren't I? Oh, let's do it. Right, Abasi. Big fan. Let's get this going. Abasi group there. Let's open it up. set it to default. Of course, I will have to turn down the oversampling to normal because my computer is likely to cause a federal offense and then off itself. Dissolve the wiring inside and delete all my porn. Now, I suspect this is one of the plugins that will do a bit more. We'll do a bit more because I know Tosin, he likes his effects. Got a bit of reverb there. You've got the ping pong delay business happening here. We love it. You've got the pedals here. What's this do? Compression, we're not going to need that, but that's cool to have. And you have a pathos. Okay. Pathos. Tight. Tight. There is a tight button. Okay. Okay, so that's just, yeah, cutting the highs off. So that's a low pass, I believe. For that low end, cut that out. That's probably very handy for those 9-string guitars that Maniac is playing. Yeah, that's how I'd have it. Same old with EQ, not going to fuss around too much on this video. You know what EQ is, I don't need to explain it to you. Similar setup there, and then, yeah. Let's load up my setting that I made on this one already, the Gillian rhythm. Hold on, I've been bamboozled again, haven't I? Because there's 3. Again. That sounds like a... almost sounds like an acoustic simulation there. Nice, okay. Alright, so then when you move over to this one... Right, so that's your ultra high gain. So, yeah, this is wonderful, actually. This is tons of options. You've got the 3 different styles. You've got... This is, again, I kind of put this in the same grouping as the Plini and the Nolly. And the Cory, but obviously Cory's not as high gain. Nolly, Plini, and Abasi seem to be pretty much doing the same thing in different ways and have all the bells and whistles. Things are looking good for those plugins at the moment. Love it. Really, really cool. Sounds good for that. Very high gain. This would sound great as a lead tone too. Big fan of the Abasi. Big fan. Alright, let's move on. We now move on to the, oh my goodness, we've worked our way down, the NTS suite. If you're still with me, thanks for sticking around. NTS Fortin group. Let's do it. Here we go. Did I turn Abasi off? Yes, I did. This is the Fortin NTS suite. Harrison Patutu tight rhythm is, I'm not really sure why that's there, but I think that sounds good. I think this is one I was playing with already, so I'm just going to call that Andy. I'm just going to completely hijack that guy's sound. I was obviously tweaking this tone earlier on and experimenting with the DIs. We will get to that shortly. We are almost there, people. This is quite limited. You've got a gate, an overdrive pedal, the amp, the usual cab, double mic, ensemble. Oversampling is set to normal because my computer will evaporate if it is set to high, and we can't have that. All right. Okay, I feel like we need a bit more girth. The G is a 6. Girth. Grind. Gain. Everything is a 6. 6, 6, 6. I see what you did there. I see what you did there. I don't remember this sounding this good. This sounds sick. bit more bass. That gate's pissing me off. Fuck off, gate. It's nice. It's really nice. Yeah, it's very saturated. Oh, there's been fiddling around with this one. Oh, the secret sauce. I can do solo tones, but then there's no delay or reverb. So big limitation again. But damn, that's awesome. It's the one trick pony thing again. It's the Nameless suite thing. It's a killer rhythm tone, and probably for leads it would be great too. There's not all the bells and whistles. I kind of wrote this one off, honestly, and now I'm thinking, holy dicks, that sounds good. Yeah. I think if you were doing it for leads, you'd probably have to throw it in the hole. That's a given. You would want some reverb on there. You want to throw that pretty deep into the hole, but I think it could work. Nice. Let's move on to the Omega Granophyre. Omega Granophyre, not sure why, but I had to have it on the actual channels. Okay. Pleasantly surprised. Oh, you can change the tubes on this. That's fun. So you've got that kind of British EL34 sound. You've got the 6L6 modern metal sound. And then you've got the K766. Which is my least favorite. I think 6L6 is working for me. I'm on my Gillian rhythm tone that I've already made here. I'm going to just switch that back to default. I'm also going to turn this down to normal because my computer will self-destruct. It will self-destruct if we're in high. So, Omega Ampworks Granophyre, I believe I'm pronouncing that correctly. This amp sounds pretty good straight out of the box. I've done nothing to it, guys and girls. I've done nothing to this. I think I like to scoop the mids on this one rather than honk it. Same old here. I like the tubes, getting to choose what tubes you got. That is a nice touch. Yeah, just back it off to get rid of that horrible hiss. Sound nice and warm there. Don't want it right over the cone, obviously, but it sounds pretty good quite far away. I wouldn't usually go straight too far away from the cone, but I did there. Let's get rid of the EQ, we're not going to need that. And let's have a look at the pedals that we have going in. Plumes. What? 3 mods, gain, tone. That is heavy. That's really fucking heavy. This is really stripped back as well. Detail. I like that. That's cool. I like that there's a detail switch. You can really hear the detail. Let's get a bit less detail. Not too much detail. Depth. Voice. Yeah, okay, we'll go with that one, and I think that sounds pretty damn good, actually. This could be the dark horse in the competition. Get the gate off. I like that a lot. That's got some nasty gain to it, in a good way. In a good way. Okay, are we done? No, we're not done. We've got Gojira. We have the last one, and that is the Gojira. Hang on a second. Hello? Oh God, no. Oh God, stop. Get that off. It's the Granophyre. Granophyre's trying to take over again. Get rid of E. Okay, I think we're ready to try the Gojira plugin. This is a first for me, sort of. I kind of had a little, You gotta have a little play, ain't you? But I haven't really done much at all. Hello, what the frig is going on there? All right, so this is it. This is the brand new Gojira. Not brand new, is it? I mean, I'm a bit late to the show, but I've been busy, all right? It's pretty new. It's what everyone's talking about. I need a new chair. The chair keeps cracking. It's highly irritating. Now, the one thing you'll notice is that there is no thing here that does the high and the thingies. I'm tired. Here on the Cali suite, for example, you have this oversampling button here. We've been talking a lot about that. I've been giving the Neural guys a lot of grief over that, which is, it's not fair. It's just my computer's crap. If you've got a semi-decent computer, you don't need to worry about this. But if you're loading up 9 of the plugins at the same time, you might want to have this oversampling button switched to normal. Now, on the Gojira plugin, this fine, exciting, swanky new piece of kit, they've done away with that button altogether because they've rebuilt the engine, they've made it more efficient, and they're gonna roll that out, as I said, to the other plugins, I hope, as well in the next couple of months. So this is exciting news for anyone who has a shit PC like me. So here we are. I'll build a new PC soon. I'll build a new PC. As soon as the Spotify royalties come rolling in, and they will, oh yes, that 0.0003 per stream, it's going to come rolling in, I tell you. And then I'm going to have the money, I'm going to have the funds, and I'm going to build this new PC. It's going to be a supercomputer just from the Spotify money that I'm making. So many, 20 million streams I've got. 20 million. Not a penny to my name. Anyway, we'll move on. Where are we? Gojira. It's getting political. All right, let's do it. Okay. I have not touched a damn thing. All right? I've not touched a thing, and that sounds heavy as shit. I am quite amazed. Tons of presets here. Gillian rhythm there. I made this quickly earlier. Let's hear what that sounds like. Fuck. Never mind that I messed the riff up. That sounds heavy. Sounds amazing, actually. That is so effortlessly saturated. Like, you know when you get an amp and you're playing around, you can never quite get it to like get that sludge. You're just hitting a sort of a hard surface and you're never really getting that 3D sludginess. Don't have that problem here. Looks like there's 3 different amps. Seems like everyone's trying to get this with their plugin now. I think if they sign an artist to do a plugin with them, they're like, can I have the three deal thing? Oh, that sounds exactly like my album. That does. It sounds a lot like it. Then you got the crunch. Back to this. Alright, this sounds sick. Okay, immediately you're going to be looking at this and you're going to be going, what the hell is that? And I did the same thing. Well, they're the pedals. I mean, you've got all kinds of stuff here. You've got the overdrive. You've got the dirt, I suppose. Phaser? I guess Gojira used a lot of effects and stuff, so chorus. Interesting that these are going in before the amp, and then you've even got these at the end, so you've got the delay pad. They've gone all out. They've done it. They've gone to Neural. You know what? We'll do this with you, but we're having everything. We're having the three amps, all right? We're having 2 pedals at the end. We're having 4 pedals at the start. They're greedy, if anything. And then they've got this thing, which we're going to play around with now. We've got this. I'm going to save that, right? I'm going to save that. We'll go for the octave. Right, octave pedal. Yep, it's giving me the lower octave. Ho ho ho. That's making me inspired to write. You know what that reminds me of? What does that remind me of? What is that? What is that riff? CKY. It is, isn't it? Haha, yes! Alright, the camera just cut off. I think I've got 5 minutes of video left before I run out of space. My god, that is crazy. I wish I had a little MIDI pedal to control it. I don't currently have one set up. I think with the delay and reverb, that is amazing. Dude, I've got to get a pedal set up for that. That is... Let's just leave it on. That's fucking sick. Look, I'm gonna round this one off and just say that this is awesome. Possibly my favorite, actually, out of all of them. Wasn't expecting that. I'm not trying to jump on the bandwagon. I know everyone's talking about how good this is, and it's the brand new, it's the new cock on the block and all that. But heck, this is some serious shit. It's got everything. It's got everything and more. I mean, look at the state of this. It's genuinely impressed, and I think it's time we shoot these out. Let's shoot these out. If you stuck with me, thank you, and I'm sorry it's taking so long to get through all of these. I could have spent another 12 hours on each of them, and I will, but in my own time. All right, let's do it. Let's do the ultimate neural shootout, baby. All right, guys, so we are ready. We're ready for the big shootout. We've done all the individual stuff. We're gonna hit it. I'm gonna put these on, and all right, ow, that hurt. Don't ever do that when you wear headphones. That's apparently extremely painful. As you saw at the start of the video, we have color-coded here very beautifully the Nameless, the Nolly, Plini plugin, the Cory Wong plugin, the Cali suite, Abasi, NTS suite, Omega, Granophyre, and the Gojira, of course. We've got some drums and some bass here, and we've got an overall mix. 2 riffs from my album Never After. We're going to check them out now. First up is Nameless. First, we're going to try the intricate riff, the high, notey riff from Skyless. Let's go. That's how it sounds with no bass or drums, because I forgot to put them on. This is the climax of the whole video, guys. So here we go with Nameless in the context of a mix. Let's go. All right, I think it sounds wonderful. I'll just have a quick play. Yep, I think it sounds great. Nameless, you're a winner, and we love you. I'm going to move on to the second type of riff, which is the more chuggy one. By the way, these are both in E standard. A lot of the Neural fans are going to be playing gent. A lot of you guys and gals are going to be playing in drop Z with 10-string guitars. I know that. I play 6-string in E. All right, so I've included a chuggier riff. So that sounds pretty damn good to me. That is what I actually used to track that album. Not the final tone, but it was the reference tone throughout, and then we reamped with a 5153. That's the Nameless plugin. I think it's amazing. I think it works. But as I said before, the drawbacks, a little bit of a one-trick pony. It doesn't have all the bells and whistles of the other amps. It doesn't have any delay or reverb, for example. So when you go up high, you're going to be wanting to drop that in the hole. All right. Next up is Nolly. The Skyless riff sounds like this. Yep, it sounds like absolutely nothing. I'm not sure what's going on. We will take an intermission. We're back. I can't explain what just happened. I cannot explain it, but it is entirely my fault and nothing to do with the fine establishment that is Neural DSP. Anyway, here we are. Nolly, everyone. Nolly. Very nice for those intricate guitars. Nice rasp, nice attack. I will play it now with the Black Lotus chuggy riff. Very nice indeed. Honestly, I don't know which I prefer between that one and the Nameless. They kind of do the same job with these riffs. I think Nolly is a little bit smoother. And I think that the Nameless has a bit more of a bite and a bit more of attack. Just a little bit of different character to the tones. So it's preference, I think, on this one. I do really like the character of, especially the highs. There's a raspiness. There's a spongy raspiness to that that I really liked. That I think it likes my playing. You know, when an amp responds well to your playing, that's what it's doing there. And then it works well for the lows. It's like a blanket of tone, washes over the other instruments, you know, and it just fills the gaps. Really liking Nolly. Really liking it. Let's move on. Plini, let's have a go, son. Mention for anyone who's wondering what the hell's going on here. You've got these waveforms playing. Has it not already got a baked-in tone? The answer is no. These are DI guitars. They are dry as a nun's vagina. There, I said it. You'll just hear the DI guitars now. That's the joy of reamping right there. Play some of the Skyless riff first. I'll play it in context with my tone here. That's not my tone, that sounds like a banjo. So what I said, immediately I can tell what I said about Nolly was it was a smoother tone than the really harsh, abrasive, but in a good way, Nameless tone. This is again a step smoother, even still, I find. So I think Nolly might be the middle ground there. Play it one more time. So you can dial in a bit more of the rasp if you want with the treble. Probably would on this one. And the mids on this, there's almost that kind of wet slap. Sort of washy mid sort of tone, which I like. And then we'll try it on the big beefy riff. Sounds great. Sounds outstanding, actually. So yeah, it's just a slight different character to the Nolly. Hard to say. It's a close one. Plini's smooth dude. That's not to say Nolly isn't, but Plini's a pretty smooth dude. So I'm Feeling like that's a little smoother. The edges are smoothed off, but with metal, I'm not sure I would go for that. I think maybe I would be potentially going more for the Nolly thing, but you know, like honestly, you can craft it. You can craft these tones yourself to make them sound how you want. You can just saturate them a bit more, turn up the treble, etc., and get the harshness coming through. You know how it goes. All right, that was Plini, and let's move on now to Cory Wong. Cory, I see you, son. Right, as I said before, look, it's not doing Cory justice by playing this riff or this style of metal, but I just wanted to show that it can be done. I'm just going to turn it down a little bit, it's a bit offensively loud, but it's so versatile, you really can do anything with this. This actually has different cabs. You can switch, you can have different cabs or you can have different heads. So high gain head with this mid, let's go to the cabs here. Different shades of off-white, teal, blue. Not sure what's going on there, but I guess I preferred the middle cab. Yeah, so look, it is what it is for metal, but it actually works great with this riff. Check it out. It's a bit of an unfair test. It's not really the type of riff you'd play with this. I'm bastardizing it really by even playing this song. I don't know, there's something to it. There's something to it, and if it can do that with metal, I think what it can do with what it was actually designed for, which is, well, anything from super clean to crunchy, dirty, funky, wah, infested tones, and it sounds amazing. It's got a place in my heart, the Cory Wong, but for now, I think Cory Wong's going to bow out of the shootout. I think Cory Wong's too good for this, to be honest. So he'll go on and do his own thing. Well played, sir. Next up, Fortin Cali Suite. Oh yeah, you hear it instantly when you back that mid off. So for this style of riffing, might be fine for like Guns N' Roses or something, but for what I'm doing here, this sort of melodeath style, I think backing that mid off, I'll just show you now. It just, in the mix, I guess, you hear it more. I mean, the effect, you hear the effect of scooping the mids on this and allowing it to sit better in the mix generally. But I don't think it's right. I don't think this one's quite right for this style of riffing. I'm gonna bow out Cali on this one. You're gone, son. You're good, you're great at what you do. I think the 80s stuff, the Sunset Strip style shit, you are killing it. The more rocky stuff. But I do need to at least try it with Black Lotus. Hold on. Oh. Yeah. Don't mind it for that riff, actually. Pretty good, but it's that more rocky riff, right? So it works for that. Yeah, that's the Cali Suite. Next up, Tosin Abasi. We are looking at the Archetype Abasi. Load them up. It's yellow. It's mean. This is going to be fun. The yellow one's there. All right. In context. Wow, that sounds good. More detail, I think, with this one. The way I describe the tone, is kind of sharp. The high mids are pretty crazy. It's got a bit more, I want to say rasp, but I want to say almost a bit more fizz, but a nice bite to it. Crunchy. Where the Nolly took a turn away from Nameless to be a bit smoother, and then Plini even more so. I think Abasi is bringing back the crunch. It's bringing back the sharp, jagged edges. It's mean. It's in your face. You know, it's brittle, but in a good way. Black Lotus riff. Here we go. That actually sounds like my album tone, which is incredible. I think it lends itself really well to these riffs. It's how saturated it becomes when you turn that treble up, how sharp those edges become. Really crunch it. Dangerous low end with the bass. You got to watch out with that one. Definite sweet spot with the mids is about there. You don't really want to scoop it, but you don't want to go over the top. That's a great tone. That sounds very realistic too. That sounds like a tube amp to me. That sounds like a 5150. And that works for both riffs. Just a comparison here. I'm going to play my original. I think I've actually got the original Black Lotus riff here. So I used the 5153 on that album, and that sounds great. And then if we compare the Abasi, because that's sounding pretty close. Wow. My album tone is very dark in comparison, and that's for many reasons. A lot of orchestration going on later in the song. You have to take it in context as a whole piece. The Abasi is bringing in this high end, almost in danger of fatiguing the ear, but it's really nice. That is a plugin, a very affordable plugin that doesn't just do one thing. Abasi does the works, right? You've got the different amps, you've got delay and reverb, you've got some wacky pedals going in. Damn, I'm really quite impressed actually. And even that. So I'm gonna go back. I want to compare Abasi to my other favorite. I think the other one that was winning was Nolly, right? I think it just had the edge, even over Nameless. So I'm gonna go Abasi is my number one right now, but I'm gonna go back and compare it to Nolly because your ears will change. You gotta cleanse the palate. You gotta swill your mouth out. Let's just stick with the Black Lotus riff, right? Abasi. Okay, and now we're gonna go Nolly. Much darker, much smoother. One more time with Abasi. Abasi's winning. Abasi is winning. I can't believe it. NTS suite. Let's do this. Skyless first. We're looking at the NTS suite here. Not as detailed as the Abasi in my opinion. It doesn't have that kind of 3D high-end fuzz, but not fuzz. It's like, it's just detail. There's so much detail in that Abasi tone. Yeah, you get a bit more with the treble there. Sometimes you have to be careful that you're not just hiking up one of the plugins in one area that the others are lacking in. You know, you can't just turn the treble up on Abasi and say it's better than the NTS, so it's sounding good. Sounding good, but to me it sounds a little bit less realistic and less detailed and more just kind of digital. But hell, that sounds amazing still. That sounds great. Honestly, I don't know. It's hard to say. I don't think it's definitely above the Cali, but it's not as good as the Abasi. It's not as good as the Plini. I think something a little bit flat about it, even when you're pumping the treble up. We'll move on. We'll move on to the Omega Granophyre. Here we go for the Omega Granophyre. Again, this has something that the Abasi had that the other ones seem to lack, and that is the high-end detail. Crispness. It sounds like a real tube amp to me. I mean, more so than the others at least. You know, it has that detail, and it sounds more like the amp I used on my album. Black Lotus. Hey, I tell you what, that sounds very, very close to the album version. I'm just going to play the album version. Hang on a minute. This is my album. But what you need to be careful of, I think most listeners will be like, you know, the easiest thing to hear are the mids and the highs, right? And to the untrained ear, it's easy to forget or to miss entirely those, not just the lows, but the punchiness of it, right? So when I'm chugging the real amp here, which is the 5153, try and pay attention to the and try and feel it punch you, because it does. It punches you in a way that potentially these plugins aren't doing. Hang on. It's like and it's like a sort of a sub in your chest that comes out with a real amp. It reacts to the playing differently. This is very, very, very difficult to explain. The way I'm doing it, of course. Yeah, it's there, but they're very similar. I think with the 5153, it brought out more of that punchiness in those palm mutes, but this one's bringing out more of the high end, and it's a bit unfair. But at the same time, holy shit, this sounds so similar. Real amp. But man, that Omega is kicking ass. This is a tough one. I feel like if you're looking for a more realistic amp tone and want to go less digital, you want to go Omega and you want to go Abasi. And I think the Omega is not as good as the Abasi potentially. I mean, I'm just how it responds to my playing with the tweaking I've done. I'm thinking that Abasi's killing it. The Omega's come very close, so maybe close second. But I still like digital tones. I'm not going to be. Don't ever let anyone tell you, you know, tube amps are the be all and end all. You have personal taste. Your taste matters. Don't let people bully you into, like, for the longest time, people told me not to use active pickups. I use EMGs. I think they're incredible. They work brilliantly for what I do, and I've cultivated my own sound, and I believe in it. You have a taste, stick to your guns. There's a lot of bad information out there. There's a lot of misinformation out there. At the end of the day, you need to try it for yourself and you need to figure it out. But I'm just showing you how these compare vaguely with my setup, basically. You can have a feel for it from this video. Anyway, look, we've arrived at the last one, the Gojira. I have not had a lot of time to play with this one. I've not had a lot of time to tweak it, but it didn't need much tweaking. None of them do, though, really. But I can't wait to compare this. I think we need to compare this to the Abasi, because I think the Abasi's won out, and I didn't expect that. So, Gojira, let's do this. Gojira time, baby! That's so... What was that noise? I don't know what that noise was. Damn, that was sweet. That sounds so sweet. It's so smooth. It has all the smoothness of the Nolly and the Plini, but all the aggression in the highs of the Abasi. And it doesn't sound too digital, if you know what I mean. Do you know what I mean? You've got the high-end tubey fuzz. It's 3D. It's got the bite. I know it sounds like I'm just shouting adjectives at you, but that's just like you're engulfed by saturated distortion. It's just beautiful. Yeah, beautiful mids, but I would scoop them a little in this context. Blend it with the presence, sounding good to me. I tend to find that you need to craft the tone on its own, then in the mix. And you want to almost treat it like EQing a whole mix. And this is a great way to do it. Literally just play the DI in the mix. Blend it in. That is sounding sweet. There's just one thing left to do. Are you ready? Let's do it. Here we go! Because this is clearly what this pedal was made for. Yes! Could octave it. Let me just get back to this, because is this winning? Right, comparison time. This is the ultimate shootout now. Honestly, I think it's either Gojira or it's Abasi. This is the ultimate finale now. I honestly did not know which way this was going to go. I still don't. Like, I know the Gojira plugin's trending and everyone's going crazy about it, and it's the brand new thing. With me, I will tell you, if Cory Wong was the best for metal, I would have told you straight up. Abasi blew me away. Gojira is blowing me away. One more time, we're going to try out on the big, fat, chunky riff from Black Lotus. Here we go. This is Gojira. Now let's switch over. What has Abasi got to say about that? You know, this is like a dance-off. There's not much dancing going on, but Abasi, you have the floor. It's so saturated. Holy shit, we're gonna have to go back to Gojira again. All right, Gojira, show us what you got, son! I can't decide. I think hang on. Okay, so Abasi to me sounds more like a real amp. Where the Omega Granophyre and the Abasi are killing it is that they sound realistic, sound like tube amps. They have that really nice detail in the highs. But where the Granophyre starts to fall short for me is it sounds a little like the Nordstrom technique is baked in. It sounds to me like that mic technique that Nordstrom invented, I guess. You don't just have the one SM57, you have the two, one's on an angle, and it creates this kind of, it creates the Nordstrom sound, right? I actually find that I don't like that so much anymore. I prefer a more modern, clean, modern, smoother sound. Abasi's got the best of both. Abasi's got that real, I don't give a shit, raw tube amp power, but it's also got the modern smoothness. If I compare that to the Gojira, they both have it, they just have it in different ways. Oh my god. This is hard. I have to take it to the highs. I'm gonna have to take it to the highs. I can't decide. This is just preference. This is just taste now. Abasi on Skyless. Gojira on Skyless. Gojira on Black Lotus. Abasi's the fuller tone, I think. I think Abasi's got like bringing out something in my playing that the other ones aren't. There's like a real wet slap in the highs. It's just like I can hear it whipping every time, and it cuts so beautifully. My God! But Gojira does the same thing. It's probably a little less fatiguing on the ears, maybe. God, this is hard. I'm not going to cop out on this. I have to give you an answer because I want there to be a winner. I do. It's Abasi. The tone I've made, at least, and I'm sure I could even them out. And the Abasi one is so in your face. It is so modern. It is so clean. It is smooth, but it has all the sharp edges that you want. It sounds real. It also sounds like it has all the best qualities of a digital amp. I'm calling it right here. If you want to get Gojira, do it, because it's amazing and it has that pedal. If for any reason you're not sure about getting Gojira, go Abasi. For me, they both have everything that you would need. And we're living in a day and an age now. You don't need to lug a 4x12 up a flight of stairs to a gig. I mean, this is invisible equipment right now. This is a plug-in on your computer. I'm shocked. I mean, I dreamt of the day when I was growing up as a young teenager playing the pod and playing real amps and going back to my pod and just hoping for a day that, the technology would catch up. And it has. These plugins sound ridiculous. I'm going to call it right now. Abasi, you, sir, have won. Didn't expect it, but you've taken the crown. Congratulations. You don't win anything because you are a plugin. So you don't actually exist in human form, although obviously Tosin does exist. I very much doubt he's going to care about my opinion. Honestly, it's by a hair. It's tying almost with Gojira, and that's up to your preference. And then I would have to say Nolly and Plini. Oh, sorry, I've missed out Omega. I think Omega was actually a close third if you want a more realistic amp sound. Nameless is still killing it for rhythm, but it is the drawbacks are that you don't have the delay and reverb built in. NTS, fantastic. Digital, if that's what you love. It's not as versatile. It kind of does one thing. Cory, amazing, but not for these riffs. Cali, unfortunately, didn't really suit the riffs either. It's not really fair. And that's it. I think that's wrapping up the ultimate, I'm calling it the ultimate neural shootout. I'll be honest, there's probably better ones out there, but I'm not going to tell you that. So be sure to hit like, comment, subscribe and all that stuff. I've been doing this for about 3.5 hours now. I hope it was filming. I'll probably cut back to the nice camera angle now where I talked to the camera for a bit about how this is a truly rewarding experience, and I learned a lot about not just plugins, but about myself, and then hope that a bunch of people subscribe to my YouTube channel and I blow up massively overnight because of this video where I talk about 9 different plugins in one Cubase session. It's been a lot of work to put this together, this video, so I hope you enjoyed it. And let's have a little outro. You know, I really feel that in doing this shootout video, I didn't just find out about these plugins. I really found out something more about myself as a person. Now seriously, in summary, these plugins are amazing. I hope this video has helped to shed some light on how these plugins sound and if they'll work for you. You know, maybe you've got a better idea now, but please take with a pinch of salt everything I say in this video. You may have a different opinion. You may have heard one of the plugins and gone, "What, Andy's saying this is better than, I prefer the Cali suite." Whatever, this is your opinion and that's fine. The other great thing about these plugins, right? They are free to download for a trial on the website. Go to the Neural DSP website now. Pick maybe like your 3 favorite from this video, download the trials and just see for yourself. Because it's not just about playing DIs into these plugins, it's about how it responds to your playing as well. So there's a feel thing as well that you need to look out for. Making this video did reaffirm to me just how much of the tone is in your hands, it's in your playing. I know it sounds cliche. On top of that, I can get good tones out of these plugins because I have a well-made guitar. It's set up, it has fresh strings, I use a fresh pick, it has good pickups, it has clean DI signals going in. All these things really count towards a good tone. And even more important than that, I track these guitars tighter than a duck's arse. If you do all that and play well, you're bound to end up with a good tone. Look, it's 2021. There is no excuse to have a bad tone in 2021. The digital era has caught up. In my opinion, there is no excuse now. It's so easy. These plugins make it almost impossible to dial in a bad tone. And there's tons of presets, so if you don't know what you're doing, flick through the presets. There's no shame in that. Presets are there for a reason. I honestly think that the quest for good guitar tone is kind of over now. Like, it's so accessible. These plugins are stupidly affordable for what they do. And, you know, as long as you play well, you're guaranteed good tone. On first glance, when I first did a preliminary test of these plugins, I thought Nolly was going to win out. My heart was set on Nolly. And I'm not surprised Nolly's plugin performs so well. He's British. I just wanted to quickly mention that some people have said to me that there's like a high-end noise going on that they just can't get rid of. I found that putting an EQ on and having it dip by about -4 decibels around the 3K mark really helped tame this kind of high-end fuzz that seems to be buried into the mid-range a bit. Don't go scooping everything out, you'll ruin your tone. Just the 3K mark, dip it by -4 decibels, move it around until you find a good sweet spot with your tone. And hopefully that should help you out. With all that said, I would confidently recommend these plugins to anyone. I will never do a positive review of a product or gear that I don't personally believe in. Before you ask, no, I was not commissioned by Neural to make this video. This is all just my genuine opinion, although I am a proud Neural artist now. And they gave me all this free shit, you know, it's time I gave something back, really, so yeah. Thank you, I hope this video was helpful. Please let me know in the comments. Let me know if your opinion differs as well. I'd love to know what you guys think. And thank you so much to anyone who's subscribed to me. I'm also on Patreon. I'm doing a whole bunch of stuff on Patreon, so if you want to sign up to that, there'll be a link in the description. I appreciate every subscriber I get, so thank you very much. If you haven't subscribed already, I implore you to do so, but I don't force you to do so because that would be wrong. But please, please subscribe. I need you to subscribe to my channel, like desperately. Thank you so much for your continued support, and I'll see you on the next video. Well, I mean, I won't see you. That's not how YouTube works. You'll see me though, and that's half the battle. Yeah. Unless you're visually impaired, obviously, and then. But you'll still be able to hear these great tones. If anything, it would lead to a better blind testing environment. So there's that. Anyway, look, I'm waffling on. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.